You've been here before, right? Right on the cusp of title shot. But I wonder if this one, like, you know, everyone's saying this is the last chance, and you said that yourself, if this one feels bigger than the others.
It doesn't feel bigger. Honestly, I feel more comfortable in this position than I ever have. I know it's big because where I'm at in my career, and like I've said over and over again, I'm probably not going to get another shot to climb the ladder. I'm 35. How many shots can you give somebody? How many times can I climb that mountain? But I'm trying not to like focus on that part of it and just take it as another fight, so I don't add any pressure.
Everyone, I'm sure, would love to go through their career undefeated, right? But can you maybe take something more out of the fact that, hey, if I win this title, it's because I persevered. I got knocked down, I came back. I got knocked down, I came back. Is there something more cool about that, hey, I may not have gone through my career undefeated, but every time I got beat, I came back and eventually I got it done?
I think it says, I mean, to go undefeated is incredibly hard to do and crazy impressive. But to keep picking yourself back up after getting knocked down, showing that never say die attitude, pulling things together, learning from your past mistakes, and just have the grit in you to keep pushing forward when things don't look so well. I think it says a lot about the person and their work ethic and their self-belief. And you get to live on a different side. There's a lot of lessons on that dark side of not winning that you learn and go through life that the person who's undefeated might never go through. So I've learned a lot of lessons about fighting, but about myself through all of this.
Islam was in here earlier and he says he has the worst style matchup for you, right? And you can understand why he would think that. You fought Khabib, but that went how it went. How do you approach this fight differently to that fight and Islam's style in particular?
That fight was, years ago. If I'm not a better fighter than I was then, I wasted years of my life. But he's right. Over the last 18 years that I've been fighting, these are the toughest style matchups for me. Guys who are heavy wrestlers, top heavy, good top control. They're able to take the fight where they want it to be, and I'm the kind of fighter who does well in the fight. And if they can slow that down and make it more of a match or a competition, I need this to be a fight.
You said about that's happened to you before in your career. Let's say he gets you down, right? And you feel that he's getting the back and stuff like that. How do you stay calm and think, I've been here before, but this time it's not the finish, I'm getting out of it? How do you get that mentally through your head as you're in the fight?
Just stick to technique, be in the moment, recognize positions. And I mean, that's all training and years of work and technique and success and failures that I've had that hopefully put me in a position to get out of whatever's going on. We got to see when we get in there.
Yeah. And last one for me, he was in here and he did say that you don't think you can win this fight, nor does your coach. Your coach doesn't think you can win this fight. Why is he wrong?
Because I can definitely win this fight. If I touch his chin, he'll go down. And he'll find that out on Saturday. Maybe that's something he doesn't need to believe. Maybe he needs to be positive and be confident walking into this, which he should be. But if you don't think I have a chance to win, you're lying to yourself.
Do you actually feel underestimated, or is that like Khabib trying to keep Islam focused on like, hey, let's not overlook this guy. We know how dangerous he is.
I have no clue. But over the years, if anything I've learned in fighting is like the media, my opponents, their camps, the critics, don't matter, bro. It's in my hands. I'm the only guy who has the opportunity to make this happen, or whatever decisions I make under those lights on Saturday. I'm the guy in the driver's seat. All these other guys talking are passengers or in the backseat. I steer where this goes. And knowing I have that power and believing in my skills, I don't care. It's all noise.
And I know everyone's going to compare Khabib and Islam, but Islam was in here, and even his coach said, Islam, he thinks he has better boxing than you, wrestling, whatever. So I'm curious, when you do look at Islam's whole game, how would you rate his striking in there? Because, he said he's a high-level boxer, too.
And I believe him. But I would touch him up in a boxing match. And I don't know if he really believes that. Of course, anybody can land a shot and get beat. But I will box this guy. I will box his shoes off.
Last one for me. He was saying that the new gloves feel a little stiff, and he's had to ask for multiple gloves because they kind of get worn out after a couple uses. So I'm curious, what do you think of the new UFC gloves?
I think they're more comfortable. It's easier to make a fist. I do think there might be more cuts because the padding isn't as dense. I feel like the knuckles are going to pierce through that padding that they have, and cause more cuts, I think. But I like them better. They're more comfortable to make a fist. The other gloves are really stiff and straight. Whatever foam they're using in these, it's really easy to make a fist.
Was it hard to adjust knowing that you fought in almost more than anyone on this card in the old UFC gloves? Was it a hard adjustment?
No, I like the new ones better. I think they're better for me.
You talked about being content with your career. That's something that you'd really like to, whenever the things are done, you'd like to be content. I mean, when have you felt most content with your career to this point?
I mean, over the years, more and more of my peers, giving me flowers and saying nice things, or they respect the way I fight and stuff like that. That's kind of put me into that motion where I do feel like, okay, I made an impact. I'm respected by my peers. That means something to me. But I don't know. Like, I always feel like there's something else to do. There's more to do. That's what I'm battling with myself. I hope I can one day wake up and be content with everything.
What about the interim belt? Obviously, it wasn't the main belt, right? And I understand that, but there must be some level of accomplishment, feeling like, okay, I have to this point walked away with something. It was UFC gold. You have it. It's in your house, I assume, right? Or at your gym or somewhere.
Yeah, it's in my house.
Yeah.
I have a UFC title that says world champion with my name on it in my living room. And I hold that belt up high because Max, when I beat him for that belt, was on a 12-fight win streak. He was the current featherweight champion at the time. So it's not like I pulled the name out of a hat and beat somebody for an interim title because the champ couldn't fight. I mean, I fought a world champion, a multiple-time world champion. And that's a huge win. So it's up there, but it's not undisputed. That's like I said it over and over again. That's the last spot. What else can I do in the sport? I'm not bragging up here, but man, I've been fighting so long, and of my generation, I've fought the best guys at 155 pounds in the world. Some of them twice. I've done it all, and I've beat a lot of them, but I haven't had the label of undisputed world champion, and that's the reason I ever put a pair of gloves on when I was 17 years old, to be the best in the world. And Saturday night I have an opportunity, 25 minutes, to call myself the best in the world, and that's powerful. And that's something. It's not about money. It's not about the Hall of Fame, any records. It's about me accomplishing something I told my wife when I was 17 that I was gonna do, that I've been chasing and climbing back up to make happen. It's not about business. It's a personal thing that I think if I can get it done, I can look back and say, I'm content. I'm proud of everything I did. I set a goal out as a kid that knew nothing about what I was walking into, but kept walking and picking myself up, and I got it done. Like he asked me the question about somebody who goes undefeated their whole career and defends their belt and stuff, and that's incredible and so hard to do. But somebody who's been thrown away, somebody who's been underdogged, somebody who's been beat and broken and put themselves back together and really fucking did it, that's what I'm after. That's what I want.
I mean, you did say, you're still on the fence, win or lose. Is it win or lose based, or is it performance based?
It's feelings based. Do I want to do this again? Because I love it. I'm scared to not be able to have that opportunity to do it again. But I'm 35 years old and I have a daughter who's about to be 8 years old. I have businesses, my family. My wife's, I'm sure, tired of me being gone and being in training camp and being stressed out about another fight. I'm tired of missing soccer practices, cheer performances, birthday parties. I want to be there for my family and to be in a routine. And I'm very thankful for fighting. And like I said, I would do it again. But at what point am I giving too much?